Bloodthirsty Betty has been one of my favorite spirit props since the first day it was released, and today will be a review on the animatronic. Before I start my review and start getting into details, let's first look at a demo of Bloodthirsty Betty. Now that we've seen a demo on Bloodthirsty Betty, I'm going to be bringing her on 5 different categories and telling you how I personally feel about each and every one of them. One thing this prop definitely has mixed things about is detail. While Bloodthirsty Betty pretty much is bloodthirsty, you can tell by her face, her mouth is covered in blood, and it's around her lips also, and it's starting to drip down a little bit on her chin, and you can definitely tell there's like wrinkles on her face that kind of make her look like, you know, she has the facial detail. But one thing that Betty does not really have a lot of is just regular detail, like the face is kind of plain besides the wrinkles, and her forehead is pretty plain. There's no eyebrows either, which is pretty interesting. And while I don't think it's a bad idea to have not that much detail on the face, because I still think the face looks pretty cool, it's gonna kind of affect the price scaling on the price star, but like for now, since this is like the detail part of the review, I'm not gonna giving anything off, because I honestly think she doesn't need a lot of detail. A lot of props these days do need a lot of detail, but I feel like like her, she doesn't really need a lot of it. And not only that, but her clothes look really nice. They remind me of that old vintage kind of look. They kind of resemble that also. So I really do like Betty, and I think she does have some great detail. I feel like animation is a big pro about Betty, because when I first saw Betty, I really thought she was just a sitting scare prop and Menacing Molly ripoff, because she has, I thought in the video when she was facing up and bending backwards on the wall, that she was basically a Menacing Molly and Broken Girl ripoff that, you know, basically was reskin of them. But when I actually got it and realized this, she's actually not even a reskin of Menacing Molly or Broken Spine Girl. The thing is that Betty actually doesn't backbend, because that feature that's in the video where she's on the wall facing up is actually not a feature you can actually have in the prop, because there's not hooks on either side. On both sides, there's only on one side, and that's for when you face it down. And you can't really pose it, or you would have to take the legs off and stuff, and you can't really like just pose it or hang it up in the right way where you want to have it as that feature. But she does face down on the wall and pop up, and then she also does have the pop-up motion that just sits down. So really, I think Betty has really great animation. She can be like a pop-up prop or a neck-breaking prop. So honestly, really cool prop, and I will give it a star for animation. Price is something I think Bloodthirsty has mixed things about, because I can see what people think she's worth it and people think she's not. And honestly, I'm one of the people who don't think she's worth it, and that is because even though I think she's decently sized, like a lot of people do make it out that she's pretty small, and I don't think she is, but even though she's not that small as I thought she was, she is still small for the price. Like, she really should be like $140 or $130, just like $20 cheaper or $30 cheaper, because even though she has 2 unique animations, look at a prop like Toe Tag. If you measured it on the floor, like how tall he is, he's like 5 feet, I think, and he was only $120. And even Betty could be more than him, like $130. But like, she shouldn't be like $40 more than Toe Tag, because honestly, even though I liked her more than Toe Tag, and I think she should be maybe $10 more than Toe Tag, she really isn't much of a bigger prop, or one that is just, you know, the detail. I'm going to bring up detail again, because I wanted to bring that up. Even though I'm glad she didn't have a lot of detail, for $160 you'd probably expect some more detail in the face, and that's why I think she should be $140, because I don't want more detail on her. and I think if 140 was her price, she would be fine with it. So yeah, Bloodthirsty Betty's price I think is a little off. Since it's not completely off, I'm not gonna take too much off of it. I'm just gonna take off half a point for the detail, the price. Now, scare factor is one of Betty's pros. Of course, you know, she's a jump scare prop, and it's pretty cool she's a jump scare prop because you can use her jump scare in 2 different ways. I keep mentioning this, but it's pretty much a big pro of the prop. Big thing about the prop is that you can either have her as a pop-up prop, or you can have her as a neck-bending prop, and it's honestly really cool because different people like different scares, and I think that with this prop, you can definitely do that. And overall, I really do think the scare factor is great. She jumps up fast and at the right time, and I think it's a good scare. So overall, I'll give it a star for scare factor. Okay, so I do think it's a little early to tell what type of quality Betty does have because she's not in a lot of stores, and so not a lot of people have gotten her. I've only been a few people who have gotten her. And for me, from my experience, it wasn't good at first because my first Bloodthirsty Betty, fortunately, it worked. Everything worked on it, but it did pop up pretty late. Like the pop up was delayed like a few seconds after the whole scream. So I returned and got a new one, and it worked out fine. But from what I can tell, she doesn't seem to be a bad quality prop. I'm not gonna say it's gonna stay like that because obviously there can be some things that happen with her. But from what I can tell, I don't think she's going to be terrible quality. Even though she is crazy to create, so she uses a lot of plastic and just kind of cheap parts. I noticed that also she uses a lot of cheap parts, but really, I don't think it's her quality that's going to affect her. It's more important the cheap parts, but overall, I'm barely going to give it a star for quality just because I don't know how good a quality it is, and there are some cheap parts, but it could just be me, you know, not knowing the prop that well, because I just got her, so I haven't really thought about this, but I'm just gonna give it a star for quality because I haven't seen much wrong with it. And yeah, so overall, a star for quality, I think so, yes. That is my review of Bloodthirsty Betty. Overall, giving her a 4.5 out of 5 pumpkins, which if you ask me is pretty good for a prop. So yes, if you want this prop, I recommend it. And if you do like the prop, go for it because it's a really cool prop. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you didn't, make sure to subscribe, and this is Halloween Haunter.